Don't you love that title? That title is so good. That title is so good. You are magically talented at staying exactly having $0. And I'm talking to these people all the time, and I want to help them. And I'm also like, when y'all hit me up, this is like therapy for myself. I gotta tell myself, like, when I'm telling you something, I'm basically almost always talking to the wimp inside of me, the person that just sucked for most of my life. It's been broke most of my life. And so I don't think I'll ever not be empathetic or sympathetic to that plight. But you know, it's like something you gotta think about, like, how am I this magically talented that I can stay having no money? What's up, Veins? Like, how do you pull that off, but you can't pull off abundance? It's crazy. And it's not going to change. It's not going to change if you just keep doing the exact same things. I'm not on here to tell y'all stuff you don't already know. You already know that. You already know you're going to have to change some things about your life to get there. But, like, what are those things? And I spent most of my life not knowing the how. And that is why I get straight down to the point of teaching y'all how to do stuff. What's up, Jake? What's up, man? And I want y'all to know the ins and outs of it, exactly what to do. And then from there, you got to figure out your whys and your reasons, and you got to figure out your schedule and all that stuff. But you're gonna have to change some things. And so the things that I normally recommend when people hit me up and they're broke, first of all, I hit them with something like that. I'm just like, yo, you're amazing. You've lived 30 years and figured out exactly how to every single month have no money. That's awesome. I guess the good thing is, if you're creative enough to do that, you're also creative enough to create some abundance in your life. And a lot of people don't want to suffer temporarily in order to pull this off. What's up, Nolan? And so to pull this off, you have to go through some suffering. And people call it, like, suffering is not the right word, or suffering means that you're, like, resisting, as opposed to, like, submitting to the discomfort that's coming your way. Whatever. I've done it all. And that involves learning how to sleep less, learning how to eat well, so you don't need to go to sleep as much. Or just flat out waking up early and being miserable with less sleep for a little while. You already know how to flip phones, so flip as many of them as possible. And tell your wife and kids that you're going to be going through some things for the next couple of months in order to secure their financial future. This whole, like, balance thing will keep you super duper broke. You know, like, how many Olympians got there by living a balanced life? No, they went hard. They neglected everyone and everything so they could have a gold medal. And then they could go back to their lives with some respect that they can take to their grave, you know? And so if you're door dashing, or you got some other side hustle, dude, like, do that side hustle as much as you can. Run yourself and your body into the ground for like a month or two, and then never have to do that again. From there, you can kick your feet up because you have enough money saved to get all the deals you need to get and make all the money you need to make, and then you're rocking and rolling. And when I say all the money you need to make, what you need is probably like $6,000 to $8,000 a month before you stop having to worry about checks clearing and things like that. It's not really that much, guys. Now, when you get to $6,000 to $8,000, you start thinking in terms of, like, okay, how can I get to $15,000 to $20,000? Then you get to $15,000 to $20,000. You start thinking, how can I get to $30,000 to $50,000? It never ends. So you have to have this, like, circle of being happy with what you have and also expecting more. It's like a gratitude loop of sorts. So you're grateful for what you have, and then you're also inviting in more stuff through your actions and the way that you live. Dashing is the best side hustle ever. I mean, sure, I haven't done it, but it seems like if you had to plug a hole in your financial boat, something like that would make so much sense. Especially the fact that you're sort of out there already. You may as well find some deals while you're waiting on orders and go get those suckers in between orders. And so then, like, action breeds more action. So you're like making extra money, and then that extra money is paying for the fact that now you can flip more phones. Flipping more phones makes it to where maybe you don't need a dash as much, and then you keep dashing your butt off, and then you quit your main job to hustle on the side. And so you're dashing and you're flipping phones all day. You're cycling in those two. You're making 200 on dashing, and you're making 400 on flipping phones because you're out there all day. You know, $600 a day, boom. Now you don't have to work every single day. You can work 5 days a week, make $3,000 a week, and life changes quickly at $2-3 grand a week. It changes really, really quickly once you get above that. And that's going to involve you working, you know, probably 60 hours at least. You could work more. You could go on a spur to working probably 80 hours for a little while, but these aren't things you want to do for very long. But even in the moment, you have to know there's an end. You have to know there's a freaking end to the pain. And that pain, you can spurt out by like a week at a time, or 2 weeks, or 6 weeks at a time. And just go on these little mini runs where you go hard. And then maybe you take a couple of days or a week where you just relax. You only work your 40-hour job, and you spend time with your family. And then you re-talk to them about the dream and how close you're getting and where you're at in the process. And you tell them as often as you can, like, this is what you're doing. This is what men do. This is how we roll. We go hard for our family. We go hard for our communities. The world is a much, much better place when good people have money. I go around town just handing people money. Clerks, at the gas stations and wherever I can, I'm just doing that. And you're not going to tell me that does not make my community a happier and better place, and that making as much money as possible so I can do that doesn't make sense. So the lesson in that is basically like, you got to stack these reasons. And the reason that I've done well at things is because I believe that it's like a moral obligation to do so. So anyway, I got to run. I'm going to work out. Peace.